C. This school is Sami Karandaba Oban Senior Secondary School. It is in Region 5. I am one of the teacher coordinators. In the school here we have 2 teacher coordinators for peer health. I am one of them. Like when you look at peer health, it's a club that comprises of young boys and young girls. And then, this club help to enlighten the students that are part of the club. For instance, in the club, we talked about so many topics, the likes of health issues. You have HIV and AIDS. We have about malaria. It's a program going on right now as we are talking, which is about, information about malaria. So, and also we have some other topics, the likes of reproductive health will be discussed in peer health. We have leadership skills, we have governance and the likes. All these topics are talked about in peer health, which help to, enlighten those in the club. And also, when trainings are conducted, these students will step down to their colleagues, to disseminate information. Because as you know, not every individual can be, talked to. So, but when a group of peer health educators are trained, they also, step down to the students, relate information. So I am part of peer health. I'm one of the coordinators. Because if you look at peer health, it's very educative. It's very, very educative. In peer health, you learn so many things about health issues. And like I said, not only about health, but also leadership skills, governance, and the like. So that motivated me to join peer health. Because I know that, being part of peer health, I can learn so many information about, health issues. Sometimes we also organize our own training in the school here. For instance, we'll be having what you call assembly presentation on certain topics, the likes of malaria, and also we invite some resource persons.
My name is Mustafa Salah. I am from Karandaba Opan Senior Secondary School, CRR Region 5. The PIL club, I joined it because, as the motto said, to learn and teach others. Since my lower basic, I heard people are saying PIL, so I don't know. I asked, what is PIL? They said that in PIL you learn and teach others. That motivated me and I joined the club. Our achievements is that we used to organize drama club and then assembly presentation. We used to sensitize people about diseases and their causes. Malaria is a life-threatening disease and it is caused by parasite. And then it is spread by mosquito, the Anopheles mosquito. So there are 2 types of malaria. That is complicated malaria and the uncomplicated malaria. Yeah, you can prevent yourself from malaria by cleaning the environment. You tie these mosquito nets, or you sleep on the mosquito nets. You apply mosquito coil.
My name is Dauda Y. S. Kante, alias Mangru Kante. I'm a citizen of Karantaba Wolof, and this is where I was born and bred. We are the pioneers of the Nova Scotia, and the struggle started with us, together with Boris Duvani, who was the executive director, and our able leader, Luan, the wife. I used to call her Iron Lady. She was a very strong woman. She was my very close friend. And I could remember each time that we have a problem together, Boris would just say, hey, just move away. These are 2 friends. Just don't mind them. The NSGA, I benefited a lot from the NSGA because when it started in 1996, then in 97, 96 was the preamble stage. Then later on in 1996, the program started proper, and they recruited quite a lot of number of teachers, and all those who were recruited were trained at Latrikunda Junior Secondary School. Then I was there teaching history and geography. I was among those selected, and we had 3 weeks training program, and then it was so interesting. We did quite a lot. We had our lead teachers who came from Canada. I think one of them that I could remember who was in our group was called Katiker. She was in our group. She was a very enthusiastic lady. And she found me so interesting. And then from there, we started, growing. Then later on, we were given a test at the school. The test was conducted in the form of teaching, not examination, but one was to teach and then, conduct exactly what we were told. And then in Region 2, if I could remember, only 2 of us passed the exams. That was myself and Angela, who was then Minister of Tourism. I just forgot the second name. And then we were given a package to train schools, and then I was the head of the team and Angela was my assistant. And I started training schools, teachers from Banjul right down up to Buyam. It was at Buyam where I completed the training program, and then towards the end of the academic year, we were given our certificates, and then I was also considered as a lead teacher together with Angela. So from then, I was moved to Panchang in 2003, where I was posted as principal, and from there I was moved to Kunting. Then at Kunting, Boris Divani and I think Luan, or another guy, I forgot the name, they came there, and then when they came, they found the way I was teaching, especially the book that I showed you guys at the school in Karantaba, environmental education, because I was the head of team of the SAS sector. So from there was a problem in Jareng in 2004. I think the Nova Scotia was consulted to go and sensitize the people because it was a Lumo area. And then when Boris sent a team of people to go and visit there, they discovered that I am at Kunting, and an advice was given to the regional director, Mr. Suare, Babukar Suare, that the principal at Kunting should be posted to Jareng because he's fully trained by Nova Scotia and that he should be able to solve the problem. When I went there, I found out that there were 8 pregnancies at the school. But with the training I had from the Nova Scotia, I was able to develop my skills because I was so much enthusiastic with the training program that I was able to succeed in changing the whole scope of the school. Like in a nutshell, Nova Scotia has done a lot for this country, and if people are to be very honest to themselves, Luan and Boris should be in the calendar of dialogue, especially Luan. Luan is a very tireless lady. Boris succeeded because of Luan. Honestly, if Boris was here, I would repeat the same thing. If it were not Luan was the accountant. At the same time, she was the officer on the ground. And she was so much concerned. She wanted to know. She was someone who wants to make sure that everything is perfect. And sometimes Boris would tell me, "You're crazy friend." She's really crazy. But I think today, people are enjoying it. I say bravo. If I am to give them a percentage, I would give 75% to Luan and 25% to Boris. Boris is my very best friend, but honestly, Boris would endorse this statement. If you give a responsibility to somebody, there are 2 factors that would help the individual. You have to motivate the individual intrinsically. You have extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. I'm not sure whether you have both of this motivation. But one thing I know, with the kind of people who are on the ground, the officers, people like you, and those that I have met, you are so very enthusiastic. And that the stuff you have is being, disseminated to the students, exactly the way it is expected from any Nova Scotia personnel. I am really happy about that. When I go to some schools and I find teachers talking about peer health, my mind reflects onto people like Kati Kerr and Luan. Like I said, you see, in my statement, any statement that I am talking about with regards to NSGA, I will never ever forget Luan, to be honest. No, Luan is a great lady. She's really a great lady.